the, I guess it was 2014
Yeah,
before the Netflix series come out.
yeah,
So he wasn't big again. And I felt bad for him because you remember the movie Karate Kid?
yeah,
He was Bruce Campbell and then Ralph Macchio was sitting in booths next to each other.
yeah,
And there's like a line for 200 people to see Doctor Who
yeah.
and nobody in their line.
See, I just think I'd rather go and see Bruce Campbell and probably go from Karate Kid myself. That's just me.
Oh, dude, I was, like I said, I was as starstruck as someone like me can be. Like I said, I'm just not going to bother people.
Yeah,
But I was like, holy fuck, man. It was like, Lou Ferrigno.
yeah, I know him. My brother's met him.
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno. And I want to say it was Run from Run DMC, the rap group.
Yeah,
And there was like this little aisle. And like I said, it was Ralph Macchio and Bruce Campbell. And out of all four of them, well, Lou Ferrigno and Bruce Campbell were getting, one or two people coming up. The other guys weren't getting nothing.
yeah,
And I was like, oh my lord. I just felt bad for him. I was like, Jesus. But, why feel bad? They probably got a ton of money.
yeah. We probably have. We probably went home to a nice big house, so not
Oh,
too bad.
yeah. Christy. I don't think I've seen that one. I will have to look that up. Older movie?
No, it was made about 4 or 5 years ago at most, so it's not too old. But it's a real
It's
unknown
not
movie,
bad.
but it's pretty good, and a lot of people don't know it, but it's a good film. But yeah, as I was saying, with the Evil Dead itself, is about a year, 2 years ago, is the book he reads from, which obviously releases the evil in the movies. We actually
Yeah.
took pages of the book out. So we took 200 pages of the book out and numbered them from obviously 1 to 200, and the entire cast signed each page. And basically, obviously, when it got framed and sold off. And recently, someone was selling one on eBay. Obviously, the framed version of it and everything, like the real thing. And I fucking sniped that shit with it 8 seconds ago and stole it from a bunch of people and got it for 50 quid.
Nice.
Because people were bidding on it, and it went from like a zero up to like one pence or something, and people were bidding it, and I was just there watching it. I didn't make a single bid, and in the last 8 seconds, I just came in for like 55 quid and going for 50 quid, so like boom.
We're over here when the movie come out, Evil Dead, and, obviously I hate to keep saying it, but I'm older than you. But when the movie come out, Evil Dead was probably about the same time that VCRs were starting to get big. So Evil Dead was a big rental, you know what I mean? It didn't like make blockbuster money at the movie theater. Evil Dead, everybody realized on because they were going to the movie stores and renting them. I'm sure you guys had blockbusters, right? Where'd you go, homie?
Did I click my mic? I'm here.
Oh no, did you hear me?
Yeah, no, I heard you. I said, yeah, we have Blockbuster, or we had them before we went out of business.
Yeah, same thing. There's only like two left in the world. But Evil Dead was big on video. And then I guess after they made all that money, they come out with Evil Dead 2, and I seen Evil Dead 2 at the movie theater.
Yeah, that's awesome. I said, did you hear about how Paranormal Activity actually got started originally?
Yeah.
Well, as you probably know, like when it was filmed, it was done by like a film student, and he doing it obviously in his own house and everything, like, and with all his friends and girlfriend and everything. And he only had £40,000, which he spent on getting a good quality cam, like a movie style cam, so he could film the film and everything else for did for free and stuff like amongst themselves and funded themselves with like Roberts they had to make it. And when he got it up and built and put everything together, he actually had the movie for about 1 or 2 years, and he was presenting it to all these companies, like say Warner Bros. And everything, and everybody was turning it down, and no one would screen it, no one would show it or anything, because it was an unknown film student. And then eventually one day he managed to come across Stephen King, and Stephen King turned around and says, "I tell you what, I'll fund it for it to go into screening privately to 1 or 2 cinemas, and we'll see how it goes and give you like 2 or 3 shows and just see how it does." So we did that, and we put it in the cinemas and stuff, and then he did really well. So when he funded it more for it to go, obviously made the blockbuster, and then that's obviously when it hit all the major cinemas, and then big time, and then they end up making something like 40 million out of it. So if it wasn't for Stephen King, the film might not have even ever got like over the line. Like the other guy made it and everything, but it was him who managed to like push for it to get put in cinemas.
Dude, Stephen King knows his horror movies, you know what I mean?
Yeah, precisely. He was like, no, this needs to be given a chance. So he pushed it and managed to get given a chance, and that's been it now. Like, what for spawn was it, 7 or 8 movies now, and they've grossed over £1 billion now.
Oh, dude, yeah. We've seen, I believe, my girls were a little younger when I think that was like one of the first scary movies we started to watch, besides like, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, they were young. I don't shelter my girls too much from anything.
Yeah.
I don't force them, I'm not abusive. If they don't want to see scary stuff, it's fine. But it's like, listen, if whatever they see on a movie is nothing compared to real life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, precisely.
And that's how a lot of people are like, oh, I'd never let my kids see that. And I'm like, listen, real life is scary. This shit's just movies. It's like, my girls know the difference between real and fake.
Yeah, precisely.
I'd say it was probably Paranormal Activity. It may have been 2 with Cassidy, because she was born in '99, so.
That's the thing though, when Paranormal Activity 1 did first come out, that was groundbreaking once it got discovered, because apart from obviously the Blair Witch, no one ever did it like that before, and that's like changed in the way a lot of horror movies are made now, because like so many horror movies are actually made in that like found footage way now because of it.
Well, dude, them are the movies that has always been, to me, the scariest is the movies that are, not the serial killer, but like the paranormal. That shit freaks you out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, precisely.
I've never, it freaked me out. Like I said, I'd be walking home like when I was 13 years old, and the streets are real dark, and I'd just see Nightmare on Elm Street. You'd be freaked out a little bit, but God, nothing like watching these paranormal, because there ain't nothing you can do with stuff like that.
Yeah, precisely, man. Now, if you hear a creak over the middle of the night, you're like, ah!
Oh, dude, I'd be walking down an alley. He was chasing somebody. Luckily, he didn't see me. You're walking down an alley and you hear something, and you just take off running. It's like, I'll figure that shit out later.
Yeah. Got to bed with all your lights turned on and everything.
You know it.
Yeah, my brother did that before. I think it's when he watched Blair Witch. He went and watched it when he first came out, and he came home, and for about 3 days he had the lights on when he went to sleep.
Ooh. Somebody just lit one up, somebody just lit 2 up.
Yeah, I did the other one. Someone did one,
nice.
but I did the other one.
I'm gonna do you guys a favor and stay the hell out the way, unless somebody needs overhooked. Hey, you talk about scary stuff. I grew up here in St. Louis, Missouri. I gotta go. I knew he was behind me. It's alright. But here in St. Louis, Missouri, I'm sure you guys heard of The Exorcist?
Yep.
With Linda Blair?
Yep.
That movie is based out of St. Louis. The actual kid grew up in Illinois, which is right across the river.
Oh,
And
nice.
the kid was brought to St. Louis to a local hospital that is still open.
Yeah.
Alexian Brothers, which is a Catholic hospital, where he was brought and studied by the, you know, because that's based on the true story. And I'm not making none of this shit up. You can read up on all of it.
I know, I believe you, but
But there was and I mean, I live in a pretty big city, but there's a big river, Mississippi. I'm sure you've heard of that.
yeah, I've heard of it.
Well, so we're right on the Mississippi, and there was a empty lot in the city that overlooked the Mississippi River, and it was vacant, and it was where a house used to be, and the only thing that was still standing in the lot was like the archway to the front door where you walked in, and like the front steps. And that is where the kid's aunt lived when because he come from like 30-40 miles outside of St. Louis from Illinois, and they brought him to the hospital because it was actually a boy, it wasn't a girl, if you read on it. And that was, we used to play in that lot, and I can remember it as plain as day. The archway was there, and we'd be running around, and we all knew it when we were little kids. We'd be joking about it.
Oh shit.
Was it urban? Oh shit. Was it urban legend? Maybe. But, you know, it was urban legend, but we all knew the kid actually did come from St. Louis.
Yeah.
You know, we all knew the true story, that it was a boy, it wasn't a girl. You should have saved yourself, Deeps.
Yeah, I'm going to get you, homie. I'm going to die, my friend.
I've
I'm
seen
happy.
you. I'm tapping like crazy. I'm about to bite the bullet. My head's turning red. That's when you know you're in trouble.
Oh, I tried to make him walk into his own trap. Walk into your own trap, dumbass. Walk into your trap. Walk into your
them
trap.
dudes are right behind the tree. I don't think they're gonna come for me. Oh. Oh no, the one beats it. Oh. Oh, they got me. But randoms were coming for us. One of them was hiding behind the tree. The other one was doing.
The other one's doing a gen. But yeah, speaking of The Exorcist, the other thing I actually won the other day, when I did my sniping, was a signed photo of The Exorcist from the writer who wrote the first movie, or wrote the story to it, before he passed away. And I've got that as well, so that's pretty cool.
Some dude. See, there was and I've never been to the hospital. The hospital is still there.
We can do this all day, homie.
Huh?
If I kill him, fucking around with him. Walking forward
you're
to
not
backwards
even
and stuff.
dead?
No, I'm fine. I'm fucking around with
Oh
guys.
damn! I thought he got you. I left, or I would have watched.
I'm running
I
around the
thought he
car
got
with
you
him
when
at
he
the
got
moment.
me.
No, I'm running around circles in the car and he's trying to get me. I'm just doing laps around this car.
That's what I was gonna do in the garage, but he snuck up on me because he was invisible. We just had a radio
I'm keeping this fucker
DJ,
busy.
a local radio DJ last Halloween.
Yeah.
Actually went to the, like I said, the lot or the house where it used to be.
Yeah.
And they broadcast live last Halloween.
Dude, I was running circles around this car and he couldn't get me, and every time he got close I ducked underneath him and he just gave up and just walked off. He's like, fuck this, and he just walked off.
I don't blame him. You guys were picking on me when I was a killer. I'd hit one of you, the other two would save you. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I saved myself. I wiggled off his arm and then I just made him run round after me, and every time he tried to get close, I turned back around on him. He just couldn't hit me, so he eventually decided enough, he's like, oh fuck you, and just walked away. So,
He got sick of your shit.
he fucking did.